Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera dan good morning to all. Council members, senior fellows, fellows of the Academy of Sciences Malaysia, welcome to the 30th Annual General Meeting of ASM, to all those attending in person and online. To the new fellows participating for the first time, we extend our warmest welcome to this reputable family or fraternity of scientists and thinkers. Your expertise, insights, and contributions are highly valued. You are now part of a collective force in championing scientific excellence for the benefit of society. As we gather here today, let us take a moment to remember the departed colleagues we lost recently. Their contributions, dedications, and presence will be greatly missed, and we honor their memory with profound gratitude. They are Allahyarham Tun Abdullah Ahmad Badawi, Honorary Fellow, Allahyarham Professor Emeritus Datuk Dr. Zainul Abidin Muhammad Sharif, Allahyarham Professor Dr. Nasruddin Abdul Rahim, the late Tan Sri Andana Krishnan, and the late academician Dato Hong Lipi. I happen to know all of them, some very closely because they were colleagues when I started working. Their passing is a great loss to the ASM community and the nation. I kindly request that our Muslim fellows recite Al-Fatiha, while others may offer their respects in their personal ways. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Senior fellows and fellows of the Academy, ASM on the 1st of February 2025 marked its 30th anniversary. Since our establishment in 1995, ASM, a statutory body mandated by an Act of Parliament, has expanded its strategic role from a thought leader to a change maker. In recent years, ASM has made a significant headway in delivering a stronger voice of influence in policy making and in forging strategic action at the national, regional, and even international level. Our flagship niche and commission studies are highly valued and aptly provide evidence-based strategic inputs for decision-making in addressing critical challenges. Since June 2022, the role of Science, Technology and Innovation Advisor to the Prime Minister and the nation has been entrusted to the ASM President. I am deeply grateful and humbled to have this opportunity to serve in this capacity alongside my other responsibilities at ASM. This role has enabled ASM to contribute even more meaningfully to key national committees and offer independent, science-based perspectives on issues important to the nation's progress. These contributions are made possible through the strength of our expert network, comprising senior fellows, top research scientists, the Young Scientist Network, and associates. I'm proud to say that we currently have 1,040 expert individuals nationwide across 8 disciplines. With this growing network of experts supporting our work, we have strengthened our ability to convene the nation's top minds to develop ideas and solutions that balance technological advancements with human needs. By harnessing cross-cutting knowledge to address critical economic and societal concerns, our STI-driven initiatives offer greater potential to positively impact humanity's quality of life. Every study is thoroughly deliberated by the ASM Council, EXCO, Finance Committee, and STPAC members. Thank you to all members of these committees for their wholehearted and thorough scrutiny. I would also like to thank the dedicated management team led by Puan Hazami Habib for their commitment in working hand in hand with experts to enable ASM to play its role effectively. Securing ASM's financial stability is fundamental in achieving our objectives in a fast-changing global environment. Our reserves have been significantly strengthened from 1.5 million ringgit in 2016 to now 9.8 million ringgit in 2024. This is sufficient to support our operating expenditure for about 5 to 6 months. For your information, ASM requires at least 17 million ringgit annually to support its operating expenditure. Moving forward, we must continue diversifying our funding sources through strategic partnerships to ensure ASM's long-term financial sustainability. I stand before you again today to share the milestones we have achieved together over the past year and reflect on the remarkable journey we have traversed over the past 3 decades. This is going to be quite a long speech, so please be patient and bear with me. Senior fellows and fellows of the Academy, leadership development is the primary role of ASM. Still, we should not see ourselves as exclusive leaders, even in our own fields of specialization or in our policy development and strategic intervention work. Rather, purposeful leadership should be framed as the facilitation of mindset and behavioral enhancement to enable our own members as well as people around us to gain alignment, working together to achieve common goals while becoming more agile in adjusting to the changing environment. Consequently, we must work closely with other stakeholders to find common ground and provide direction while building collective capacity to make change. I was recently invited to deliver a keynote address entitled Leadership Development in Science, Technology and Innovation at an International Leadership Summit in Kuching. One of the key takeaways I asserted is that leadership can be learned if we are open to new ideas. Effective leadership begins with change in our own mindsets, our attitudes, and our behaviors. I was pleasantly surprised to find that this idea is fully consistent with the organizers' aim to develop leaders who can navigate complex challenges while upholding integrity and fostering inclusive decision-making. This perspective clearly defines the leadership role of ASM in the STIE landscape. By fostering continuous learning, adaptability, and a collective collaborative culture, ASM is in a good position to lead change by bringing the knowledge producers and knowledge users together to build a shared mission and create champions of transformative change. ASM's objectives would be better served by enabling and empowering others through knowledge sharing, demonstration of concepts, and mentoring to bring about the transformation we all wish to see. There is a growing demand for a strong and active expert network that can produce real impacts on the ground. As I emphasized in the recent town hall session, every one of us should feel compelled to step forward to make change, share ideas and insights, engage in meaningful collaboration, and put our expertise to work. We certainly need more ASM fellows and expert network members to be visible and hands-on in ASM's work, stand out as role models to chart the way forward for value creation. ASM would not have succeeded without the strong support of collaborators across ministries, industries, academia, and the global scientific community. These partnerships enhance our collective impact and reinforce ASM's role as a trusted guide in shaping policies and strategies. A testament to this trust is the increasing recognition of ASM's expertise and credibility at the highest levels. As shown on the screen, I am pleased to share the complete list of ASM presentations in 2024, a record year with one of the highest numbers of presentations to high-level meetings and national councils. The most important ASM intervention of 2024 is the presentation on 24th October to the Cabinet on the key gaps and challenges faced in developing the national STIE ecosystem, which was delivered at the request of the YAB Prime Minister. Subsequently, this was followed up with a proposal tabled to the National Science Council on 4th November 2024 on empowering the National Science Council itself. The most vital policy shift proposed is the adoption of the mission-oriented approach to tackle grand challenges of the nation, bringing together key stakeholders to consolidate and integrate economic, social, political, technological, and behavioral factors. ASM proposed the establishment of 3 entities. First is an expert advisory panel to vet papers for the National Science Council by providing evidence-based inputs and insights towards identifying, aligning, prioritizing, and organizing key national missions for transformative impact. By transformative impact, we mean a change fundamentally reshaping systems and practices to deliver desired economic or social outcomes, leading to lasting and significant shifts in behavior, norms, or structures. Such transformation will surely go beyond incremental changes, aiming for system-wide, integrated, and holistic transformations that will create a new normal. This entails bringing together different entities and players to choreograph national mission-oriented research, development, innovation, commercialization, and economy, or what we call RDICE, that strengthen Malaysia's STIE sovereignty. The second is the Coordination and Monitoring Committee, which oversees the selection and implementation of NSC initiatives across ministries and agencies to be chaired by the Chief Secretary to the government. It is envisaged that this powerful committee will cut across all ministries and agencies, minimizing existing silos, if not eliminating them altogether. Integrated and coordinated STIE programs for program formulation and its related funding mechanisms will facilitate the whole of nation approach in RDICE for the first time in our nation. R&D for value creation will become more visible, while stakeholders will gain more confidence and trust in each other. The third is a dedicated professional permanent secretariat of the NSC within MOSTI to manage the entire process, from request for proposals and approval process to coordination and consolidation, and finally to program implementation, monitoring, and evaluation. These three entities will report to the NSE, and their operations will be closely coordinated to ensure strategic alignment in developing the country's STIE ecosystem. Breaking barriers and eliminating silos to create trust between key stakeholders is of paramount importance. ASM's position is that the NSE, operating together as one unified entity, will eventually be institutionalized under the STI Act we have long fought for. Given concerns from certain quarters, I have recently suggested that the STI Act be renamed the STI Promotion Act, taking cues from countries like Korea and Japan. This should make it clearer that the Act is meant to facilitate the development of a robust STIE ecosystem, rather than trying to regulate or protect turf. I am also proposing that our STI Promotion Act includes provisions to promote and incentivize the establishment of corporate R&D labs. Our recent visit to Korea revealed that the creation of such labs is the primary reason for the rapid rise of R&D in industry in terms of the number of researchers, program funding, and innovation impact. I was amazed to learn that there are now more than 45,000 corporate R&D labs in Korea. To repeat, more than 45,000. I'm especially proud to report that ASM's input is being sought in preparation for the 13th Malaysia Plan. Studies in education reform, the blue economy, planetary health, development allocation, strategic investment, and a mission-oriented RDICE ecosystem are some of the basic materials being used to generate fresh recommendations and proposals for innovative development. Since 2010, ASM has completed 94 flagship and niche studies and 38 commission studies. Over the years, these studies have caught decision makers' attention, especially in the government. We have served not only the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, but also many other ministries and agencies, such as the Ministry of Economy, Ministry of Higher Education, and Ministry of Natural Resources and Environmental Sustainability. Our record of gaining 80% uptake of our recommendations is something that we should be proud of. There are situations when ASM has to not only provide viable solutions, but also to participate in effective implementation on the ground. Here are a couple of examples. The wireless bridging system is a life-changing innovation in internet connectivity serving communities that remain unserved or underserved. In 2024, WBS was installed at Sekolah Kebangsaan Simbuan Tulid in Keningau, Sabah, serving 158 students, 15 teachers, and 480 residents. Such numbers may appear small or insignificant. Yet, in a democratic and caring society like Malaysia, we should not allow anyone to be left behind. That is the value that we see. MOSTI recognizes WBS potential and has requested ASM to present a kertas makluman to the upcoming Mesyuarat Menteri-Menteri dan Ahli-Ahli Majlis Mesyuarat Kerajaan Negeri yang bertanggungjawab mengenai STI. Namanya MEXCO STI, scheduled soon. Acting as a platform that brings together federal and state governments on STI development, MEXCO STI will be a valuable channel for ASM to introduce WBS to the states, thus helping to deliver the national aspiration of 100% broadband internet penetration. This is an example of how we could use this MEXCO STI platform to bring to the States many of our other programs that at the moment seem to be seen only at the federal level. The rehabilitation and conservation program of Gamat Emas in Langkawi made significant progress in 2024. The breeding of juveniles has completed its preliminary release, with the next release expected to be carried out at one of the selected restoration sites. Extraction technology is being refined, while ecosystem recovery is being monitored. The power of cross-cutting collaboration in achieving sustainable marine conservation is being demonstrated admirably. However, given our limited resources, implementation of projects should only be done selectively. ASM considers it a huge privilege to spearhead the formation of the Malaysia Science Endowment. As a sustainable and dynamic funding mechanism for STIE, it will promote value creation, accelerate R&D, and enhance economic growth and societal well-being. Belajawan 2025 allocated 170 million ringgit to MSC. Returns from the fund will support high-impact RDICE programs nationwide. 6 companies from sectors such as electrical and electronics, green hydrogen, and aerospace have shown interest, alongside growing engagement with 30 international agencies. By adopting a forward-thinking 50-50 fund matching mechanism, this participation from GLCs, GLICs, and the private sector, a multiplier effect will be unleashed to build a growing and sustainable funding source in the long term. Senior fellows and fellows of the Academy, ASM has been at the forefront of promoting cooperation and collaboration in STIE. This arises from our deep conviction that knowledge exists everywhere and is distributed across disciplines, experiences, and sectors. Specialized knowledge is the forte of our researchers and scholars. Yet, in creating value from deep knowledge, we must tap wider forms of knowledge, encompassing disciplines in the human and social sciences, including indigenous and traditional knowledge. Our ability to connect stakeholders and facilitate knowledge exchange has strengthened Malaysia's position. Researchers must work closely with other stakeholders, including policy makers, industry leaders, and civil society, to create a thriving environment for scientific and technological advancement, and more importantly, national progress. I would like to suggest that we encourage more participation from non-traditional stakeholders, such as social enterprises and grassroots organizations, to ensure that STI-driven solutions properly address the wide diversity of societal challenges that the nation faces. In 2024, we expanded our collaboration with strategic partners. In particular, we forged closer links with the Korea Academy of Science and Technology, KAST, and the Chinese Academy of Sciences. Such partnerships widen our sphere of engagement, enhance knowledge exchange and collaboration, thereby elevating our scientific and innovation potential through mutual support. In the local context, ASM has been on the ground, engaging with various stakeholders to open more direct channels for effective communication. We gain deeper insights into actual needs, challenges, and opportunities. In 2024, the management team and I had the opportunity to visit Kedah, Pulau Pinang, and Kelantan. The positive reception that we gain signals the strong potential for mission-oriented collaborative STIE programs. Moving forward, greater efforts are needed to enhance ASM's visibility among local and regional stakeholders involved in development planning and implementation. The International Conference on Tropical Sciences 2024 is a remarkable testament to how ASM successfully brings together experts, policymakers, and industry and community leaders to address pressing challenges, especially in the tropical sciences. The conference concluded with the Kuching Declaration on the Tropics. The key recommendation of the declaration is worth repeating here. It calls for the stakeholders of the tropics to commit to enhancing collaboration for the future through a voluntary alliance of the tropics. Congratulations to our colleagues for pulling off this feat. Now we must follow through with even more resolve. Going beyond domestic collaboration, ASM also strengthened its global presence. We are actively engaged with the international scientific community as a member of prestigious networks, including the International Science Council, the Inter-Academy Partnership, and the Association of Academies and Societies of Sciences in Asia. ASM joined forces with MOSTI to advocate for Malaysia's leadership in the APEC Open Science Alliance, APICOSA, gaining significant support from member economies. By 2026, APICOSA aims to establish open science focal points in each APEC economy. For the ASEAN region, ASM produced the report entitled ASEAN Ahead, ASEAN SDIE Ecosystem Foresight 2035 and beyond. The report is set to be launched in 2025 with the objective of strengthening ASEAN SDIE ecosystem, fostering a shared vision among member states, and forging ASEAN's SDIE sovereignty. Additional work is being undertaken to advance ASEAN's innovation capacity and capability in the face of rising geo-economic uncertainties and tensions. Malaysia's chairmanship of ASEAN from this year is expected to facilitate robust adoption and implementation. Senior Fellows and Fellows of the Academy, the brief report in the preceding paragraph summarizes only some of the successful initiatives in the last year. Looking back at ASM's journey over the last 30 years, many of us will acknowledge that ASM has become more than just a regular scientific organization. Starting as a think tank with a largely advisory role, ASM has moved on to become a true change maker. We are now a think and do tank, not merely a think tank. Repeat, a think and do tank, promoting interdisciplinary approaches to policy development, strategic intervention, and problem solving for the benefit of the nation and the rakyat. The cross-cutting, interdisciplinary, and intersectoral approach adopted is a key enabler of the mission-oriented SDIE strategy that I mentioned earlier. Grand challenges faced by the nation will be tackled more effectively and efficiently through a holistic and integrated methodology. A structured framework to strategically align key stakeholders from the outside will determine the success of R&D in addressing key national and global challenges. Progress is being made in putting into operation ASM's proposal to empower the NSC. During a recent meeting with the newly appointed Secretary General of MOSTI, Datuk Sri Haji Hassanul Zamzam, he expressed clear appreciation for the rapid adoption of the empowered NSC organizational structure and the related processes for innovation-based innovation. Given the significant change in the scope and activities of the new structure, I offered ASM support to develop the talent within the NSC Secretariat. Several mission-oriented programs with high possibility of delivering enormous value to the country were discussed. This was well received, opening ASM's potential for collaboration with MOSTI and other ministries and agencies to spearhead national mission-oriented RDICE initiatives. Ongoing discussion with diverse players shows that mission-oriented development initiatives are well supported. However, most are not certain on how to begin. This is understandable given the fact that this is a new idea in Ardice as far as our nation is concerned. The challenge is to quickly roll out some high-priority programs that touch on the pressing challenges of citizens. Since ASM proposed this transformative action, it is only proper that we take the lead to bring the reform process to life. At the recent ASM Council meeting, I proposed how this could be accomplished. Let me share this idea with the wider ASM community. We are in a good position to identify potential areas for mission-based development programs, having engaged with and gained much knowledge, insight, and wisdom from our diverse stakeholders. We can start by selecting national grant challenges in high priority areas and proceed to form dedicated teams to develop concept papers that follow the principles of mission-oriented programs. These papers will be submitted to the NSC Advisory Committee for feedback and refinement. Once endorsed by the committee, the paper will be submitted to the NSC Secretariat for onward transmission and tabling to the NSC for approval in principle. Because after that, we have to work on the full paper. Staff from the NSC Secretariat will work closely with ASM as part of the talent development process. Clearly, we need more members of the ASM Expert Network to participate in incubating an in-house team of experts. Repeat, in-house team of experts in mission-oriented program development. Please volunteer when we open the call. This is a great opportunity to contribute significantly to national development while gaining the expertise to formulate and drive mission-oriented programs. Mission-oriented initiatives are not new in the country. We have been doing this with rigor even if we do not call them as such. The National Nobel Laureate Program Angkasa Negara, and the Malaysia Antarctica Research Program are some examples. Many of us here were involved in them. The main difference is that the mission-oriented STIE program that we speak of now will apply S&T to address important challenges of the country by producing solutions that will make significant impact on the social and economic status of the rakyat. Equally important is the fact that these programs will apply the Ardice process that ASM itself formulated to generate exceptional value through innovation. ASM's efforts will hopefully come together as a complete, unified answer to the nation's challenge of building a thriving STIE innovation ecosystem. As I suggested at the recent council meeting, one of our primary focus areas in 2025 will be to lead the rollout of the empowered NSC. We can take the lead to demonstrate how national grant challenges could be firmly managed by creating collaborative platforms for diverse parties to work together in applying new knowledge in fresh ways. Repeat, new knowledge in fresh ways. Old knowledge also can, but fresh ways. But especially new knowledge coming from R&D to benefit the people. Our success in building more leaders in STIE management will be appreciated highly by all. The ASM Strategic Plan 2026-2030 will serve as a comprehensive roadmap to guide ASM's direction for the next 5 years. This is a work in progress. As part of this strategic exercise, we will re-examine and refine ASM's vision, mission, goals and strategies to ensure that they remain aligned with national priorities, global trends and the aspirations of our stakeholders. In formulating this plan, I invite all expert network members to actively contribute your knowledge, insights, expertise and wisdom to build a better future for the nation. Senior fellows and fellows of the Academy, As we stand at this significant milestone in our journey, it is imperative for ASM to take on a new role of spearheading strategic mission-oriented programming for national transformation. I know I've been repeating that a few times, but it is worth repeating. The first lesson of learning is repetition. Repeat, repeat, repeat. Sorry. We should not be complacent by resting on our past achievements. We must chart an ambitious path forward in relentlessly continuing our nation-building efforts. With increasing global uncertainties, the post-normal era demands even more commitment to close collaboration and cooperation among stakeholders. Greater understanding of our challenges and their potential solutions will come through the deployment of integrated knowledge and whole-of-nation approaches, whole-of-nation and whole-of-society. Increased resilience, adaptability, and courageous decision-making are needed to navigate new frontiers in the SDIE landscape. Let us mobilize the collective strength of our expert network, partners, and stakeholders to advance SDIE for the benefit of society. I would like to take this opportunity to extend our deepest thanks to the outgoing Honorary Treasurer and 5 of our council members for their steadfast commitment and notable contributions to ASM. Their dedication has been invaluable in giving clear direction and in building the foundation of our success. I look forward to continuing our work together to further ASM's goals. These are the people who are bowing out. Thank you again. During the tenure of Professor Aini, every year we gain a clear certificate from the auditors. I have to say it is remarkable because you can see how much lack of transparency there is outside there. We are fully transparent and fully compliant. Thank you very much. We will continue to evolve as we encounter new challenges in facing the changing environment. Most will agree that the future world is going to be even more scientifically and technologically oriented. Innovation based on knowledge will largely determine if we as society will rise to meet the challenge of sustainable development. Failure is not an option. Repeat, failure is not an option. But ASM is well placed to lead. Our true national role is to provide guidance to the nation in navigating the transition, moving with confidence from the present uncertainties to arrive at a safe haven. This is a place where we can maintain our values while enhancing our capacity to achieve progress on our own terms. We need to have courage to take leadership. The best place to start is by re-examining our own mindsets and attitudes and prepare ourselves passionately to be change makers. I would like to end by once again thanking all members of the ASM community for our achievements that would not have been possible without the full support and undivided commitment from all. We are indeed proud to celebrate our 30th anniversary. But there is more to be done. Let me call for even more participation from all senior fellows, and expert network members in taking ASM forward this year and for the next 30 years and beyond. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.